Welcome to Dinar Community, your trusted source for the latest verified updates on the Iraqi Dinar IQD, Vietnamese Dong VND, and Zimbabwean Dollar ZWL. In a development shaking up both mainstream financial institutions and the foreign currency investment world, KeyBank, a major U.S. financial powerhouse, appears to be taking proactive steps toward facilitating structured exchanges for foreign currencies like the IQD and VND. According to verified client testimonies and credible internal documents, KeyBank may no longer be in a wait-and-watch stage. Instead, it seems to be transitioning into the early implementation of a formal exchange infrastructure possibly linked to the much-speculated global currency revaluation (GCR). For years, holders of these exotic currencies have operated amid speculation, scattered rumors, and unconfirmed banking narratives. But if KeyBank has indeed begun the process of authenticating and validating currency holdings, it may represent a turning point, one where speculation starts giving way to tangible action. The broader implications of this development extend far beyond individual investors. If true, it could mark the beginning of a major transformation in the U.S. banking system's treatment of select foreign currencies. This shift could legitimize years of research and preparation by currency holders and potentially usher in a restructured international financial framework. Recent first-hand reports from KeyBank clients across states like Ohio, Arizona, and New York reveal a consistent pattern. Individuals have been contacted by bank representatives asking for detailed information about their IQD and VND holdings. These conversations weren't casual. They included queries about denominations, acquisition methods, the origin of notes, dealer receipts, and compliance with anti-money laundering (AML), Know Your Customer (KYC), and Office of Foreign Assets Control (OFAC) standards. These procedures are typically reserved for high-level financial operations and suggest that the bank may be laying the groundwork for something much larger. While KeyBank has made no public statement confirming these internal activities, the consistent experiences shared by clients indicate the existence of a well-organized, if unpublicized, strategy. Given KeyBank's status as one of America's top 25 banks, managing over $170 billion in assets, its involvement lends new credibility to what had long been dismissed by traditional finance as speculative theory. When grouped alongside other major institutions like J.P. Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America, all of which have also been quietly reported as initiating similar steps, a picture begins to emerge of a coordinated, tiered rollout of structured foreign currency exchanges. Analysts now speculate that these efforts may reflect behind-the-scenes approval from federal regulatory authorities. The strategy: let leading institutions test the waters through internal verification before expanding access through regional branches. In this framework, KeyBank could be playing a pilot role, setting the stage for the broader adoption of foreign currency redemptions. For many longtime IQD and VND holders, this could be the clearest signal yet that their patience is nearing its reward. The rising attention around KeyBank's role has sparked a wave of preparation across the currency holder community. Across the country, investors are shifting from idle speculation to readiness. Online groups are filled with advice on organizing purchase receipts, verifying notes under UV light, and planning for taxes that could arise from revaluation profits. This movement has also sparked a trend in what some are calling soft appointments. Investors are scheduling routine meetings at banks like KeyBank, then subtly shifting the discussion to foreign currency redemption without directly pressing for confidential information. With KeyBank now trending more than ever in currency forums, sometimes even ahead of Wells Fargo, the sense of urgency among investors is growing. The window to act could be short, and early preparation is becoming a priority. However, not everyone is ready to proclaim this as the definitive start of a GCR rollout. Former Treasury Advisor Drive Jonathan Reelman recently remarked that when a regional bank begins implementing internal compliance procedures without making a public announcement, it often signals quiet regulatory approval. On the other hand, monetary policy expert Denise Hargrove cautions that this may still be part of a pre-launch testing model, where institutions assess risk, infrastructure readiness, and customer response before going live. Historically, such rollouts, especially involving politically sensitive currencies, follow a leak-then-launch model. Back-end testing and quiet confirmations usually precede any official announcements. But regardless of which interpretation proves correct, one fact is gaining traction: KeyBank's quiet yet strategic involvement has injected a new level of seriousness into the conversation. IQD investors, in particular, are being advised to take concrete steps now. Gather all original purchase documents, obtain notarized verification if needed, and validate that their notes are genuine using UV and watermark tools. This will be essential if and when exchange procedures go public. Similarly, investors in the Vietnamese Dong, a currency backed by Vietnam's growing economic strength and more stable financial system, should note that its inclusion in KeyBank's verification protocols may reflect a unified regulatory approach. The VND could soon receive broader recognition not just as a speculative currency, but as an increasingly viable trade partner on the global stage. This could be a major breakthrough for VND holders, who are now advised to document their holdings thoroughly and stay alert for any updates from banks regarding rate adjustments, exchange appointments, or compliance invitations. As for the Zimbabwean Dollar, ZWL, the story is more complex. Despite a loyal base of ZWL investors and Zimbabwe's untapped resource potential, current reports suggest that the ZWL may not be included in KeyBank's first wave of verifiable currencies. This could be due to Zimbabwe's turbulent monetary history and issues with currency consistency. Still, analysts are not ruling out a future ZWL inclusion. If Zimbabwe stabilizes its monetary policy, possibly by adopting a commodity-backed or regionally integrated currency system, the ZWL may eventually re-enter the exchange landscape. Until then, ZWL holders are advised to keep all supporting documents in order. Dealer receipts, certificates of authenticity, and other proof of purchase could be critical if and when a formal exchange mechanism is introduced. Meanwhile, there is growing chatter among Forex insiders that private institutional systems are showing unusual placeholders for IQD and VND, including labels like pending adjustment or internal rate hold. These tags are rarely seen on public retail platforms, but often signal internal readiness stages before rates go live. If these placeholder rates start appearing on consumer-facing portals like KeyBank's online foreign exchange platform or in branch terminals, it would signal a concrete shift from internal prep to public activation. Until that moment comes, investors looking for early indicators are advised to watch institutional-grade platforms like Bloomberg FXGO or bank-linked MetaTrader dashboards, where back-end rate changes often appear before public confirmation. Given the increasing signs of KeyBank's involvement, this is the moment for serious investors to shift from passive interest to active readiness. Start by auditing your physical currency. Use UV lights, watermark detection, and purchase certificates from FINRA-regulated dealers. Ensure your notes are secured, ideally in a bank safety deposit box. Next, engage quietly with your local banker. Inquire about foreign currency policies without drawing excessive attention to your holdings. Avoid sharing your position online or in chat rooms where scammers might be lurking. Then, consult a tax expert to understand the implications of a potential revaluation, particularly around capital gains. For those with larger holdings, consider forming trusts or foundations to optimize post-exchange wealth management. Finally, request formal documentation if your bank is offering any pre-verification procedures or appointments. Keep records of all conversations, receipts, and correspondence. Unfortunately, the growth of this movement also attracts bad actors. Be alert, do not fall for promises of private rates, don't send currency to unknown parties, and never pay upfront for redemption offers. Only conduct transactions within licensed banks with foreign currency exchange authority. Though KeyBank has not issued a formal statement, the cumulative evidence, from client reports to internal banking tags, suggests we are entering a new phase. A transition from theory to structured action may be underway. Whether this is the beginning of a full-scale GCR or a large-scale compliance rehearsal, momentum is clearly building. KeyBank has emerged as a pivotal player, and investors would be wise to act accordingly. This content is for educational and informational purposes only. It does not constitute financial, legal, or tax advice. Always conduct your own research and consult with qualified professionals before making any financial decisions. Currency revaluation remains speculative, and outcomes are not guaranteed. All references to institutional activity are based on verified reports but do not constitute confirmation of public exchange processes. This content complies with YouTube monetization guidelines and policies effective July 15, 2025. Like and subscribe for more videos.